Hello and welcome to the East Lampeter Township Public Meeting. All participants are now informed that this meeting is being recorded. This meeting is also being offered virtually utilizing Zoom, which is a cloud-based platform for remote video and audio conferencing. The Zoom application is free to the public. The general public is therefore able to join the meeting by connection through the internet or by calling in by phone. The public is also able to observe the meeting on the Township's YouTube channel. Please continue to check the Township website calendar for any updates related to these public meetings. Agendas for these public meetings will also be available on the Township's website. Please be reminded that this meeting is being video and audio recorded and will be posted to the Township's YouTube channel for viewing. The meeting will now proceed with the chairman calling the meeting to order and identifying all other members present in the meeting room and those joining the meeting via Zoom. The chairman will then confirm those members joining by Zoom can be heard.
Good evening. This is Darrell Seasholz, Chairman of the East Lampeter Township Planning Commission. Also present in the meeting room from the Planning Commission is Dan McEwen, Sarah Yoakum, Roger Rutt, and from the Township staff, Colin Seasholz, Alicia Hare, and Dave Sinopoli. Not present this evening is Randy Patterson. I don't know if there's anybody zooming in from the public. At this point, I don't believe there are any Zoom people present, but so that's from the Planning Commission side. So with that, the meeting's called to order, and we'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So we'll take the items in order as listed on the agenda. First item of business is approval of the minutes for July 13th, 2021 for the Planning Commission meeting. Having read the minutes, are there any comments? I mentioned, I believe Dan McEwen was present at the last meeting and should be included as present. He was on the draft, not there. And then I'd given a couple housekeeping to Colin for some misspelled words that he'll pick up before they're officially finished. Are there any other comments? If not, look to have a motion to approve the minutes. Once you're finished, yeah. The motion, we have a second to that motion? And a second? All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed? None.
I'll abstain because I wasn't here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. So we have the 3 ayes and Sarah's abstained. So the meeting minutes have been approved. Thank you. So old business, none. New business is Plan 2021-16 for 289 Clearview Road, waiver of land development. First item of business. So if you would come up to the mic and we'll make sure it's on and working. And if you could identify yourself.
My name is Bill Rogers. I work with ADT Consulting, Agriculture, Environmental Consulting. I'm working with the owner of this property, John Miller. It was recently subdivided. The purchase for it is now known as 289 Clearview Road. And we are in the process of trying to build a basically a new dairy operation on the farm. His son Samuel will live on the farm. Currently, there is a house along Clearview Road, but so that I'm trying to work with my clients to be a little bit more long-range forward thinking. They thought it's probably an 8 to 10 year period is noted. They maybe build a new house or a second house back off the road. We've included that for the stormwater management so that we have everything included at this time. But its construction is probably 8 to 10 years out. So that's why we're here to ask for a waiver of land development, because at this time for the second house. Let's see, we're basically, where we're coming into this is your ordinances require the land development when you have a second house. So that's why I'm asking for the waiver of that from ordinances.
So you're just speaking of the second house. There's the silos, the concrete barnyard, the storage tank, the other items shown here. Are they to be?
Let's go ahead and go to the second. That's a little bit more of a blown up view. You
Oh.
can see this.
Okay.
In the right along the road here, you can see the current principal dwelling. The future house.
Just
is shown.
excuse, you're speaking loud enough, but,
Okay,
well, yeah, unless you want to bring the mic with you laying there.
that's fine.
Okay, that's okay.
I
Just-
understand.
so we-
Along the road, you can see where it says future house. And if you move to your right, you'll see right there along the lane, it'll say future house. That's the
Yes.
one we're talking about.
Okay.
And we've already noted that this will be at least 8 years, it may be 10 years. Before it's done.
Okay. But existing is the principal dwelling that's up closest to Clearview and the garage. And then the garage, the 66 by 32 foot garage exists now
That is
too.
existing. That was,
That's all that's existing now on the site, is that correct?
yes.
Okay,
We plan to construct the dairy barn, manure storage, barnyard, and the storm.
okay, so that will be now.
That's what we're
Okay.
looking to do now.
Okay.
So why are you asking for this waiver now versus when you want to
Because
build
the
the
town
house?
is, in our conversations with Tara early on, she said we had to ask for the waiver since the house was shown on the plan.
Okay.
We had to ask for the waiver. And what the engineer, the township engineer noted, and this is kind of what I would agree with or would ask, that we should put a note on the plan that when that second house is to be constructed, then they come in and do the land development at that time.
Oh, so you will do it when you build the house, but just not right
That's
now?
what we'd like to do. We'd like to waive it at this point and do it when that is to be constructed. Most likely what will happen is I can see the primary dwelling being removed at that time. Now they're telling me they're going to leave it, but I think by then it will probably be removed. But the main reason we're showing it on the plan at this time is because I'm including it in our stormwater calculations. So that we don't have to come back and build a second basin and do a whole lot of extra stormwater.
Yeah.
And then we would probably have to come back in and do some minor modifications to what we have. So if it's not if, it's when they change. So we would probably have to do some additional basins and trenches at that time to account for. Yes. Yes. The biggest thing, we're getting the bulk of it into this, the changes. And then if we actually remove the existing dwelling, then we can do an 80% trade off. Within the last 6 months, I think they closed in May. This property. Yes, for subdivision.
Subdivision, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think this was subdivided from the property across the road. I think it had all been at one time one.
And all the
Parcel.
buildings are on the other side of the road, so that's why with the purchase of this site, there's no buildings.
Well,
So a stormwater plan will be done. You have a proposed grading plan.
It has actually been reviewed by the township engineer, and earlier this week, we received a letter that had 4 or 5 comments.
Okay, yeah, we haven't seen that, but, okay. Well, normally we do. Yes. We see the review. Yeah, we would see yeah. Yeah, to see if there are any. But in a case like this, we would, if we grant the waiver, that depending on the motion, it would be subject to a stormwater plan being completed in compliance or accordance with the approval of our township engineer. And if we have the review and they've approved it, then it's approved with their comments or subject to their review. That's why I was asking if we had one, so. And it sounds like it was a clean letter with only 4 comments. Sounds like it was a fairly clean letter with only 4 comments that you said.
And really, this actually was one of the comments, was this waiver asking us to put a different note on the front sheet. We're still waiting on Langston County Conservation District for 0.97 acres of disturbance, so we're waiting for their review to agree with that. That's really the main comment. Everything else was, rework. A note here, but there. So we're very close. Close enough, I plan to try to see if we can get this approved in the next 6 months.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the motion will be, but it would probably include that a satisfactory stormwater management plan to our township engineer, and that a subdivision land development plan will be submitted when the future house is actually
If Howard could
occur.
just provide me with the note that you wish us to add to the front of the page, front of the stormwater plan, we'll make sure that's added on.
Yeah.
If you give me the wording that you wish to have for that, that'd be great.
And that, depending on the motion, that may be our recommendation tonight, and it'd be subject to the supervisor's action.
Sorry to drag you guys out.
Where's the access to this section back in here?
There's an existing farmland that comes up. That's been there for.
That is a right through
That'll
there.
be the access.
Okay. See that, I don't see that.
Is that a shared access?
No, that is actually 100% on the property.
But that road continues back a long distance, and then there's some large buildings.
They come in from another road to they don't come this driveway.
Okay, but that road does go all the way through and goes through their property and out. I forget the other road at the other end.
It's not heavily used because once you get up into the fields, once you get near the property line, the alfalfa was growing where you were driving.
Mhm.
So it's
Okay.
not heavily used much past this point.
Yeah. I drove by today. I didn't go back the lane, but yeah, there are some cornfields and some plantings and that. And as far as I could see from Clearview, the road kept going.
It's used as a farmland because that's the end of the district.
Okay. I'm just concerned if it was a dual use, whether it be some type of easement. It would be important to have some type of easement. Yeah. Any other questions? Comments? If not, look for a motion on the waiver of land development request. So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Motion, any second? Any discussion? I do have a question, which I forgot to ask. Your letter indicates that the waiver is, of land development is to construct 2 residential units?
It's because there will be 2 residents. If they go forward as they're planning today, we will end up with 2 residential development on the same track, on the same time.
So the 2 would be what 2?
There's one now.
Okay.
There'll be
Okay, so it's only for, okay, because it says to construct 2 residential,
Yeah, it's with the,
which,
I'm fortunately an engineer. Sorry.
let's say construct, that's what caught me, and sorry, I forgot to ask earlier, but, so it would, to have to,
We're only constructing.
1, okay. Okay, so you'd be constructing 1 and not a duplex, because it says single family on the plan, so we're, okay, just a clarification. Okay. Any other discussion? If not,
I would add just as a condition that when the, when they move forward with the construction, that they request land development approval at that time if it's necessary. And then also subject to, did you say the conservation district has to review it?
Well,
Waiting
Conservation
for,
District is just
review.
reviewing, because we were so close to 1 acre. The township engineer has asked us to receive a letter from them agreeing that we're less than an acre. They'll be-
so I would add subject to the conservation district's letter that they don't require anything additional.
so Roger, would you agreeable with your motion to add that? Thank you.
second.
And the second's the amendment to the motion. Okay. Any other discussion? Thank you, sir. If not, all those in favor of the motion, raise your hand and indicate by aye.
Aye.
We have 4 ayes, thus no opposed or abstaining. So thank you,
Thank you.
and thank you.
Brings back.
You want these back for the supervisors meeting? You
No, I
can,
don't need those. All I want to do is we want to keep them on it.
okay. So, no other new business. We have a briefing item.
Yes, Beitzel Spring, located at 685 Hartman Station Road, submitted a land development plan. It looks like they are proposing some additional parking as well as reconfiguring their parking and a small building addition in the front of the property. So you'll be seeing this in the coming months.
Land development.
Correct. And stormwater.
Stormwater.
They are, yes.
No other briefing?
Nope, that's it.
Other business?
None.
Dave's not had any meetings, I guess, huh? What's your? You've not had any meetings with the other townships, LIMC that you served on? Are you still on it? Okay.
I don't even know if they have it. So I used to get an email. Only information, I don't have an email, probably a year. I'm not even sure
Any announcements? So I believe the meeting's done. Look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So we have a motion by Dan. Do we have a second?
Second.
And a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you. Seems like
That's as quick as.
nobody's anxious to go back out to the rain.